up, y'all? I'm back.
Michelle is back. Oh, hell, Michelle.
No, I heard y'all was ready to, like, kick me to the curb. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Jamisa, for filling in. They did really well, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like y'all really like Jamisa.
And I really love y'all, but if y'all want her to come back, just say the word.
So stupid.
You know they do.
You know they do.
Wait a minute. That was me being modest.
No, they said for all three of us to review.
Oh, her reunion. I meant replace me, girl. No.
So
yeah. Okay. So Jamisa can't come back. I mean, that would be fun.
They said we all three should do the reunion.
Yeah. Okay. We can do that. That works.
So yeah, hopefully she'll be willing to do that.
But how many weeks is that gonna be, y'all? I'm tired. Like
I think it's one more episode to Decision Day.
And then the reunion, and it might be one. So y'all realize it's episode 15.
Mm-hmm.
So we done watched 30 hours of this shit.
Damn, you right.
I don't even know. Like, it's 4:20, and I look like I might be high, but really, I'm tired. I'm jet lagged.
Yeah, it's been.
And I'm ready for
we
this
skipped
show
last
to be
week.
over.
Sorry, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was still gone. It was gonna have to be Jamisa.
So it was gonna be Jamisa again, and then I was just like, let's just skip it. Although last week would have been
the best episode
to review.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
it was a good episode. I just watched it today, but
anyway,
let's get started.
Yeah,
I'm Michelle, obviously, but yes, we're
gonna get started. This should be pretty quick. I mean, this was really non-eventful. Do you have anything to say about last episode? I mean, Elijah is completely insane. And Noi and Elijah are like, they just keep moving the goalposts.
And honestly, Lindsay pissed me off last episode. Like, she literally just gaslit Mark. Like, she was like, it was all him. She was mad at him because everybody didn't like her. Like, why you mad at me for? Like,
and then was sick with her alcohol.
No, she made her right. She made herself sick, dehydrated self.
Yes, she is the queen of no accountability.
No.
Anyway, first for this episode was Jasmine and Michael. So this was the episode, y'all, where they do the going back to the
where they came from. Their roots.
Yeah, their roots, and they read the letter to their younger selves that they wrote. And it's always interesting to see who's gonna have a really deep letter and emotional and just triggering letter. And Jasmine and Michael, both of their letters were so deep.
I almost cried on both of them.
Me too.
Oh,
Jasmine,
it did explain a little bit more
into perspective. In which we knew she had the abandonment thing with her dad and her biological mother.
But then she talked about another mama.
Her first stepmother and escaping her home for meeting some teacher who completely changed her life. And
which it seems like inspired her to be a teacher, which is really sweet. Like, you hear those stories, but it really sounds like she wanted to be that for somebody else.
So she definitely has a wall up. I do think her main issue with Michael is that she's not attracted to him. She's
not, and he's really not, like, putting the moves on her. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm not trying to make this about me, but I'm about to make this about me. I dated somebody before who I was 100% not attracted to. I was just friends with.
Right.
And over time, I became, like, we were just friends. I liked him as a friend, only not physically attracted at all. Everybody else used to be like, he's so cute. Yeah. And I never saw it. And then snap one day.
That's why I want them to say yes on Decision Day.
So I could see that happening.
They have to try.
So that I brought that story up because I could see that happening for her. I could see her just not seeing him that way, and then boom, he do something, and
it just changes.
And it just flips the switch.
As long as she's not completely repulsed by him, which she doesn't seem
I don't
like
think so.
it,
No,
to just no attraction there, and he's not really trying. I see what she's saying, but they got to say yes on Decision Day. Like, they have to say yes. I sound like a man, y'all. Sorry.
I want them to.
I want them to as well.
But because they're both giving all the reasons why they're not going to.
I don't know if they gotta say
yes. They keep asking,
gotta be true to the person.
Like on last episode, like, where you think we at? Where we gotta be? Like, it's like all of these indications that they trying to get there and they not going.
Well, everything that she said she needed to be, but to say yes, they are. They're on the up and up, and it's a continue. They haven't had any bumps in the road since.
But she said she needed to be attracted to him. If she don't want to have sex
why
with
do you
him,
got to be attracted to somebody in 8 weeks if everything else is pretty good? The respect is there, the other stuff is there.
I think you have to be attracted to somebody in 8 weeks.
You just said you wasn't attracted to your friend for years.
Yes, but we also was not married. Like, I'm not trying to be. Yes, it took a long time.
I want them to work it out.
Okay, so the medium.
Oh, from last episode?
That's last episode too?
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all.
She's out of it. Anywho, we ain't
Never
talking about that
mind.
damn medium.
But no.
His letter was deep too. Like,
Yes.
they both got
Yes.
some deep.
They do.
Like, history. And it's like, dang, that was the bump from the beginning. But they can make it work.
It's really her fault.
But he also might not
really
be
her
that
fault.
attracted to her.
He is attracted to her.
But then why isn't he making a move or being a little bit more?
Because he don't want rejection. I've been saying he needs to touch her, rub up against her, put his hand on the small of her back, like when he walking by her. Like, they just have no intimate connections that are physical. And
she said he held his hand in the bed.
They held their hand at the breakfast last episode too. Like, they are giving something, but it's not enough.
But also, she said, I never pull away from you or anything. So if he goes to grab her head while they're laying down and she don't move, to me that's
it's not a holding hand. You gotta rub me.
Right
Make me feel something.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
No, seriously though, y'all.
Yeah, I think he needs to do it.
Ain't nobody trying to hold hands in bed at all.
What do you want to do in bed with a stranger?
Go to sleep.
They met with Dr. Pepper, but honestly, I can't remember what they was really talking about. I mean, it was the she asked where they.
She was
intimate,
asking about the intimacy,
and then talking about where they were, and y'all, they gotta try. They gotta try. And then last episode with that damn psychic medium lady, who y'all, I believe in mediums. I'm not going to. So anyway, she was getting me when she was talking about the stuff. With the deaths he experienced and different stuff in his life.
Right.
But as soon as she started going off
on
about
where
where
they
they were
be.
and love at first sight, and you could find someone else, but he'll never find somebody else. And it was like, girl,
She didn't say never.
But anyway, she was making all of that up, and I was like, see, you need to stick to this talking to damn people and not trying to.
And I
predict the
can't
future.
trust, right? And I honestly, as much as I want to trust that the medium was telling them stuff, production I have no faith in production that they did not feed her information.
She looked at her and said, "Oh, you're beautiful. You'll find somebody in a year." And looked at him and said, "It's gonna take you about 5 to 10." And that's what she did. And I said, "Sis, you are ruining your reputation."
That was not okay.
That was last episode. But anyways, y'all.
So
it was just very sad. And I just really hope. Don't y'all just hope they say yes and just sit there and just give it a try? They have to. But I know I said that 10 times. But okay. Anything else on them?
Yeah, because what I was gonna say was. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm mixing up last episode and this episode.
That's fine.
But when they was having they have had emotional connections.
Oh yeah.
When they cry, I feel like every time they cry and they're vulnerable with each other, it makes me think they're gonna stay together. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like they are having these shared moments that only they have together. Mm-hmm. So it makes them feel more connected. But at the end of the episode, they telling Dr. Pepper that she's not attracted to him like that, and it's not making me think that she's gonna say yes.
I just hope she says yes, y'all.
She's not gonna say yes. Okay.
Elijah Wan, ooh, he works my nerves, and Katina. So they went to his house, and he basically showed that he grew up more in the city life and was getting in trouble. And
there was a lot of people in his house.
A lot of people. And
yeah.
And he lived a certain lifestyle, and that was it. So he talked about that. It was nothing really
touching. It didn't seem emotional.
But he seemed like he had a pretty, whatever. And we clearly know he's biracial. He was raised by, they didn't really
He didn't even talk about
nothing.
He doesn't talk about his father
at all. Or lack what that situation is, which that would have been great to be vulnerable that way, but his was just kind of, y'all know how he is. And then they went to the church, down to the church, where Katina was raised up in that church.
Yes.
And I was shocked by that. She doesn't come off as purity
class. She took a purity class. But did she say at 10 years old?
Yes.
I mean,
her mom,
everybody should be. But I guess maybe they do that to instill it in you young,
They do.
which we really
Of
don't.
course.
They always
you
making
know
it
what?
about the girls. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't
but
stand
that's
this
another story for
patriarchal
another
society.
day. It really is, y'all. The obsession with virginity and women only, or girls only.
Don't even get me. You right. Don't get me
Like, because I
started.
guarantee you there were no boys in that purity class.
Right,
And the boys don't get the purity rings.
no, it's
And
always,
the boy, you know what I mean?
always a girl's responsibility. Okay, so but that's
Another story for
honestly
another day.
yes, and that's honestly kind of. I wonder if that's like that mindset of Katina. Like, I just feel like Katina. I know everybody says, "Oh, off camera, she's not like this," but she just comes across as kind of meek. Like, she doesn't say how she feels on camera. I think she has a hard time expressing herself on camera. And I just don't see her.
Her mom was not like
having
that,
a
though.
backbone.
But
to
her
where
mother was. When her mother was playing Elijah Wan and asking him stuff,
But
and
she
was like he was
does
talking too
not.
much and walked away. And
But Katina gives none of that energy.
I know, that's
whatsoever.
what I'm saying. So she might have not been raised like, because like, you know, like women are to be seen and not heard. She doesn't, her mom doesn't seem like that.
Okay, hear me out. What if
Okay.
she's a mastermind and she literally has decided that she's just not going to say much on camera and she's going to let Elijah Wan dig his holes? Because he stayed talking about what
Did
he
you
loves,
say
what he
Katina
don't
and mastermind
love.
in the same sentence? Did you
I
say
am
Katina
trying
and mastermind
to
in the
make
same
it
sentence?
make sense.
Is Katina a mastermind or is she just naive as hell?
Like, it's just she's somehow making him. He digs his own holes. He says all of this stuff. She literally never brings up love. Last episode, he talking about love this, love that. Like, she literally just be like, let's see what he says today.
Well,
So what if that is her strategy?
and is it to dumb herself down as well?
She's remedial. It's just that there's no getting around that. But she may have a sharp mind, but just not the
A sharp tongue.
capacity to. She doesn't have the experience, exposure. There's something that's not connecting, but somehow or another,
Yeah.
she is like
She did say she has walls up and stuff.
managing this.
Because I don't think
situation.
she loves him. But she lets him make
He
her cry.
But he does love her. I think he 100% loves her, and that's why
I don't
he
think
be
he
so
know what love
emotional.
is.
I think his emotions are so
He's
all over the
attached to
place.
her.
Yeah, it's
She grew up in the church, suburbs, and
I don't.
sometimes we do our kids a disservice.
Yeah,
We think we're giving them more than what we had,
and then
which
here
is the
she
goal.
is
But
not
then,
excelling.
but I am happy to know that she's in nursing school and she's about
She's
to
not
be-
in nursing school. Like, we need to rewind that back. At first, he said that, but she's not in nursing school yet. She's still in
doing the
undergrad.
prereqs for the.
She's
to be a
still
nurse.
bachelor's.
Okay, yes, and then she wants to go to nursing school,
Then she
right?
would have to go.
She has 2 more years of the bachelor.
Yes.
Because the last episode he said he ain't take care of no woman, because he got his stuff together. He went to college right after high school is what he said, which that was a little shade.
It was a lot of shade.
Like
why do you have
anything?
to put what is what you did and what she did have anything to do with each other? Like,
Who cares?
if the point is to say, because what he was trying to say in that moment was she still has other things to accomplish, and so a marriage is kind of getting in the way, or raising a family, having a marriage, having a husband is kind of counterproductive to her grinding it out. What that got to do with when you finish? Like,
But also, y'all, when he started crying, I was very confused.
Cause he gonna give her up. He's
Him
gonna
and
do the
Lindsay-
noble thing.
Him and Lindsay, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you right.
The way them tears came out,
Like,
he must have got that from his mama.
not Mr. I'm better than you and I got my stuff together and you don't cook and clean and you don't do nothing right. Like,
And now he crying because he's like, basically, if I was her, I would just focus on myself. Like, I'm submitting. What? And then the way he was able to pull those tears out is very scary.
and you notice how he also got real, like, quiet, and like he kind of went Kanye a little bit with his voice and his tone when Dr. Pepper came around. Last episode he had so much to say, And then this episode, when she's there, he's like, yeah, and the way she does it, like the way he was even talking was not like Olajuwon on 10. It was him trying to sound less.
He might have took
crazy.
his breath in that day.
He trying to sound less crazy because he know Dr. Pepper already think he crazy.
Because he is.
So
I don't think she should say yes. There's no way in hell she should say yes. He's too manipulative. Just way too manipulative, but she's gonna say
what
yes.
if they stay? What if? Oh, because she was crying about getting a divorce. Oh no, that was on the previous to the next episode.
To the previous to the next episode, I think he's gonna bring up the stuff he was saying behind the camera, which is so now she's probably thinking they were gonna say yes, and he's trying to mess with her. It's just all manipulation.
It is. It does.
And I was like, is this self-sabotage on his part? But I don't even think that. Like, I just think he's trying to manipulate her. He wants to pull something out of her. He wants to say, no, I want you. Because she's not giving him that, to your point. She's not giving him baby, please. She's just giving dents and dumb.
She just doesn't say anything.
Yeah, she's not giving him.
She just be like,
he's definitely giving her more emotion.
Yes, 100%. Which is why I said
he's insecure about
it. He's scared that he's falling for her harder than she's falling for him.
Look, it's only been 8 weeks. Katina, keep your wall up, sis.
So I wonder. So I really think, obviously, based on after party and everything, that they're still together, right? I still think they're together. But what if they are like dating? Like they might be technically married, but they're really on some dating stuff.
They might have not moved. She might have not moved in his house.
Like so she could do school and everything. Like maybe they're dating. Maybe they're just in a relationship, technically married, but really just acting like that. Maybe that would honestly be the best case scenario, because then maybe she could get away. I don't know. All right, next.
Lindsay and Mark.
Lindsay is a master manipulator. She's not even a master manipulator. Like, it's so easy to see, but she's a manipulator. Like, she uses every situation to not take accountability.
Yeah, and it's bad.
It's very hard to watch.
She doesn't even almost take a little and then pull back. Like, you think she about to take accountability,
and she just like literally flips it.
Y'all.
Like you're right. She be like, like crossover. I'm not doing that.
But last episode was really bad. That retreat stuff, y'all, and them antics. And then this episode, I was like, I can't.
And you know what she did? She literally acts like she's about to say. Like, she says she agrees. She said, like, when they was talking to Dr. Pepper, she was like, do you see where he's coming from? And she was like, yeah, but I still need more. Like, it's like, girl, you are the problem. And she lies.
A victim.
Because he straight up said, I don't like it. He called her hyper. Dr. Pepper was like, that's not necessarily positive. What do you mean by that? His example was spot on. Like, she's extra. She's too much. She's doing the most. Like, that's what he really wants to say. And then when he gave the example of her like being too much on him and him like telling her to stop, she's like, no, he doesn't say stop like that. Girl, if a woman was saying stop, we would be like, okay, he needs to chill. It's like,
that's true.
She goes too hard. Like, leave that man alone. And he really don't like you that much.
And the other thing they were saying, he was saying like, we could get in a big argument and then you want to be back to like that. And you don't give people time to process stuff.
And she literally says the worst stuff every argument. Worst,
like low down, below the belt stuff you can say.
And she'd be like, I'm leaving. Bye.
And then wants to feel like a queen the next hour. Yeah. And wants him to put her on a pedestal after she literally kicks him. Yeah. Even on the retreat how he was talking about her and then how they pan to how she was talking about him to the girls. And it's like, I just feel like I have to do so much. Everything, his whole life is in shambles.
And she told him that to his face.
Talking like that. Don't use those words. And it is a lot. And we saw this episode, unfortunately, he had to put his cat down. And that was so sad.
It was very sad. And
that was the cutest cat. And it was so sad.
So sad. Like, I really sympathize for him. Like, I never lost a pet, but I just...
That was sad.
It seemed really, like,
it just
hurtful.
even still in the place. And I get it.
She was extra.
She was on him, grabbing the cat. Just let him and be there to put in...
She was doing stuff. Why are you doing that to him?
Yes.
She was going to make him do things the way she wanted him to do it.
And then, you know what she needed? Acknowledgement that she was there for him after. And it's like...
She was like... And then she would look at the camera to make sure the camera could see her.
And then taking pictures of him. And which I was like, those are good memories, of course. But take pictures of him and his cat. Why are you all up in the selfies? Like, take pictures of him and his cat.
She is exhausting. And I know he is so tired of her ass.
And we know Mark ain't really a good partner. I don't think he need to be married right now either.
No.
And not even just with all the stuff he got going on, but just...
He's not.
Yeah. But, like, she is exhausting. And she does hit below the belt. And there's nothing about that that's going to make somebody want to be open and try. And he's doing so well for the cards he's been dealt.
And her tears are tired. Like, he's over her tears. Like, she could cry as many times as she wants.
Y'all.
He just be like, his eyes be like this. And he's just like, what is happening here?
It's too much.
Okay. So, the only thing that really did not sit well with me is that I don't feel like Dr. Pepper really got into her ass.
No, nobody is giving Lindsay what they need to give her, including Dr. Pepper or Pastor Cal. Dr. Pepper tried to tell her, like, she was talking about the food and everything about the food. Yeah. Like, take baby steps with him. Like, that's what he said. You just do too much. 7 days a week, you want me to try something new.
Every night.
Like salsa.
Like, she just thinks that her way is the only way. Like, she's like, oh, but he doesn't try this. And it's like, but he doesn't have to.
She was mad because they didn't speak Spanish in Puerto Rico.
Right, that's it.
Like, she
they brought up that argument last week. Anyway, so, yes, I agree. And, okay, but... why do Mark not know what salsa is? It is very, like, so every once in a while, I just be like, I couldn't have been Lindsay either.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, you got to accept him for who he is. And I think in some ways she does, but then it just...
she throws it back in his face when he pisses her off.
And that's what Jasmine said on the last after party. That she is the type that she will give you the... I think the host said that. Give you the shirt off her back and then remind you 20 times that she did it. And that's ugly. Nobody wants so that. As I think inside, she might have that good in her. But honestly, I don't even know her motivation.
No, we do know. We do. Because last episode, it came out that when she talks to Dr. Pepper and them, or I don't know who she talked to, but they were talking about her family, her mom. Like, she literally, it's her mom. Like, she is trying to get acceptance. Like, she has abandonment issues. She wants everybody to love her and tell her that she's amazing. Because her mama did not tell her she was amazing at all.
I would like to know more in the story about that. I know we won't get it, but shit, maybe.
Okay.
All right, next, Noi and Steve.
Noi.
So, y'all, last episode, Noi really... She slid under the radar this episode, but last episode, Noi, I was like, I'm done with Noi. Noi has no emotional intelligence. Noi is an asshole.
Selfish.
Noi is passive aggressive. Noi keeps changing the goalpost on money and working hard versus, now I want to be a stay-at-home wife. Not that that's not hard work, but as far as working hard for somebody.
Like, you talking about she almost made it sound like she wanted a 2-income household, and then when asked about a 2-income household, she was just like, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. So, I think I said she's jealous of Steve. She's mad at Steve because he's doing what she really would want to do, and that's not what she wants. She wanted a man that was going to come in and take care of her, and instead she got a man that's like, how do we make this work without doing the least?
I don't believe that. I think she changed the goalposts. I think she wanted a 2-income household. She was talking about how seeing her parents work and being important, it just gave her this motivation and drive to work. Then all of a sudden you go from that and your identity being surrounded by working and making money to I want to be a stay-at-home mom. All of a sudden, that last episode, like, I don't believe that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I believe that makes it make him work. She will make this man go to work. Excuse me, y'all. She will make this man go to work by being a stay-at-home mom. Yes. That's how bad she just wants him to go to work. Do I think she has that stay-at-home mom spirit? I don't know. But at the end of the day, you wanted a 2-income household. How are you going to have 3 children on 1 income in Boston?
Yeah.
When you talked about how expensive it was and how you wanted a 2-income household, and that's what you asked for. You wanted a man that made the same or more than you. What is the point of them making the same? The same if you're not even working. Why would you even use that as a comparison? She's lying. She just wants to force his hand.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm sorry.
No,
he's a liar.
She is a liar.
She don't want me no daggone stay-at-home mom.
Nah. And honestly,
she would have brought that up from the beginning. Like, I really want to stay home with the kids, so I want to make sure my husband can provide. She would have said that at the interview.
She did not say that.
She never said that, y'all, because she's changing the goal to make him look worse, because he don't look bad.
He doesn't look bad. Honestly, I still understand where he's coming from. At this point, he's like, okay, let's have these conversations. He's very emotionally intelligent, and he's a really good communicator.
Very good communicator.
And she is
one of the best that's been on the show the last few seasons, for sure.
Yes, and she doesn't even know how to counter that, because she really is passive aggressive and wants to like not respond. And he'll be like, so she said something last episode about what something really meant, and he was like, okay, well then what does that look like for you? Like, he literally called her on it immediately. Like, okay, so then what? Oh, you don't deserve everything. The whole Instagram post, which he's not letting go of, because he's dead right. Like, you cannot talk about our relationship on social media. Like, that is unacceptable.
And then say it's about your freedom of speech. No,
it's my independence. That's the thing, is that I really want to still be able to post or whatever. Like, post all you want.
That's scary.
Stop talking about your relationship. And she did not want to say that in front of everybody, because she knew she was gonna be wrong. But what he did say was like, okay, so then what are you not getting that you deserve? Couldn't answer it.
Yep.
She couldn't answer it.
Yep.
So she doesn't even, like you said, she does not know what she wants. Or she's like just like
throwing stuff.
She's just saying whatever she can. But I really think that Steve really wants to be married to her, and that is mind-boggling to me.
Very.
Like, he seems very committed. The next episode, he's looking at rings.
No, he must be putting it down.
I don't know what it is.
What else? What are her redeeming qualities, as Michelle would say?
I don't know. I don't see them. I don't see them.
Okay, so they went to his house. And they went through his yearbook, went to South Sea, seemed to have a good life. Clearly, his parents still live in his childhood home.
Yeah, so they have but he did say that there were 3 boys and a girl. And 3 boys and then his sister.
And 3 of them stayed in
her own room,
And I wonder how long that was until one of them went off to school.
College. Yeah,
Like, that is his childhood home. I don't know how far apart his brothers are. Maybe one is much older and it was only a short time where all 3 of them were in the house, but I was like, okay, Steve.
His
pops wasn't there though. I wanted to see his mom. I wanted to see his mom and dad interact.
Steve needed a little flavor, because Steve thought he was a rapper when he was younger.
What was that song? What was the song, y'all?
That rap song? Don't get it. But then that not only that, and he was the biggest flirt. So he was cute in school, and like girls all liked him. Superlatives. I definitely he was probably real cute. And then they went to a dance class in the end. Like, y'all,
that Boston. That was the best part, y'all. That dance class.
Boston loves to appropriate stuff, because what is happening here? Who was the instructor? What was she doing?
Who was that dance instructor? Y'all want to break it down?
I can't. It was, and Stephen Noy looked better than the instructor.
Why Stephen Noy had more swag than the instructor? Noy, why are you going to that dance class? There has to be better dance instructors, hip hop dance instructors in Boston. What is going on? She looked like she was from the 90s, like them old video, pop it.
From the eyebrows to the facial expressions. Remember that, that YouTube video where the lady be like, you gotta kick like this.
Yes. Y'all, that was so funny. I had to rewind it because I was trying to catch all the moves. And she was dead.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, it looked like a class for a 5-year-old.
Boston State doing some, I don't understand.
Boston, y'all getting a bad
It's enough. I know it's a dance class up there with hip hop instructors that they could have used.
Boston got dancers, let's be clear. They got
I didn't like that. I mean, the dance class itself, them doing it was cute, but I didn't like.
And he was down for it. He didn't have no ego.
He did not have no ego. I think he knew he was going to give her a little run for her money.
Okay, who looked better? Her,
Nah, Steve, for sure.
Steve looked better?
Yes. Steve, well, he was a little lanky, but he's taller.
Yeah.
But I feel
she
like
was really into it.
She do it all the time. He was not supposed to be that close to her.
Yeah, that's true.
And she do it all the time.
And she go to that class.
If she goes to that class, I am done.
I feel so bad for that lady because she has to look back at this as she's watching the episode.
And the camera was right in her face. It was probably a small studio. That was a lot.
That was the worst shit I've seen in my
terrible.
life.
It
Like
was terrible.
that was terrible. Like that was the worst. It was so embarrassing.
It was. Well, Steve and Noy were fine. But,
yeah, for her.
So, okay. So, there was one other thing I wanted to say about Steve and Noy.
Her letter. That's why she act like she do.
Yes. Okay.
She read her letter, y'all. And she basically said she wasn't allowed to express any negative emotions or be angry. She said anger, but I think she meant any negative emotion. So she basically kept it in until she like bubbled up. And it was just so sad. She just seemed like she was always so depressed.
She makes her life seem sad.
So sad. And I'm like, so why do you not want to figure out these issues through whatever means, therapy, life coach, whatever, before you bring 3 kids into this world? Like, I don't understand it. What do you have to give? Because some people end up being opposite or not products of their environment or searching for something that they lack. She doesn't seem to have done any work. She's still passive aggressive, still doesn't express herself.
So she hasn't done any of the inner work.
What are you going to give 3 children?
She thinks that doing the outer work. She thinks
how to
the
communicate.
job. No, but she thinks that she has a good job and she's making money and she's.
That's the problem I have.
Like, I think that she thinks just not being impoverished is the success story there.
She don't know.
She doesn't know that she doesn't know that she has these inner problems. Like, looking at her and seeing how she literally does not admit to her wrongdoings, and she's like, well, we just don't agree on that. How do you disagree that talking about your relationship on social media is a bad idea? Like, how do you disagree about, like, that part just doesn't make sense to me. But also, what I was going to say was that they actually have been more vulnerable lately. Like, they both have been saying how they feel. So he says, okay, what if I do this? What if I do that? How do you feel about that? She says, I think the real reason why I don't want to leave my apartment is because I don't want to be by myself. Like, I am worried because I don't want to give everything up because I did that for somebody already. I don't want to be burned again, whatever. Like, so I feel like she gave that answer and it seemed actually like that made sense. And he was just like, and he was like, I'm still worried she's not in this marriage. Like, bruh, she just told you what.
Right, yeah.
Like, what else do you need?
I would just
so like they don't listen to each other. Like, they're not that empathetic. It's like they both, like, he definitely talks and expresses himself and she definitely don't get it. And then even when she's talking, I feel like he's not that understanding either. Like, what are they doing? But Steve is cute. And so he gonna get somebody. If he don't stay with Noy, he gonna get somebody.
He's staying with Noy, unfortunately.
Okay. That's it.
I ain't got no more, y'all.
Okay.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thanks for
We'll
watching.
be back next week.
See you next week.
Thanks.